I was just messing with you. I forgot to turn the camera on. Every once in a while that happens. Okay. So don't jump off a cliff without a lifeline. Don't start van life unless you have some lifelines to work with. And today we're going to talk about that in this video. These are actually some minis from my Dream to Drive series, which you will find a link in my description below. Go watch that series before you actually start in moving into a van and start your van life. But today I'm going to share a few things with you. Number one, before you get ready to move into a van or to buy a van specifically, you need to determine what your lifestyle is going to be, what you want to do, how you're going to live. Are you going to live in campgrounds? If you are, then the type of van that you get is going to be maybe totally different than if you were going to boondock all the time. That's what I do. I boondock all the time. So I would have the van that I have is probably more suited to someone who's going to live in a campground all the time. And I didn't know that when I bought my van. And I wish I did, because since I do boondock all the time, there are some things in my van that I would not get in a van that I was going to live off grid with. So you need to figure out, make a list, write it down, how you're going to live. What are your conveniences that you want? Do you have to have a bathroom? Do you have to have, what do you want for heat? Do you want to have a full-size refrigerator, or are you okay with a 12-volt plug-in? It's more like a chest. Determine some of these things before you actually go forward. Now, I would suggest, however, that you start looking at vans. Go and just look. But remember, if you're going to go look, don't just look at it. Oh, it's so pretty, so pretty. I think I should get this one like I did. Look under the hood, all right? Know what it has for batteries, for solar. Know what it has for all of the details that you're going to want to know down the road. And you may not know what you're even looking for yet, but that's okay. I can walk you through that too. But next, you need to assess exactly where you are in your life right now. The reason that is so important is because you need to know what your next steps have to be in order to move into a van. I don't imagine that you're probably in a position where you can pack a suitcase, lock the door, and just walk out the door and move into a van. There's some things that you're going to have to take care of first. So assess where you are. Do you own a house, or are you living in an apartment? If you are living in an apartment, there's probably a good chance that you're just going to let the lease run out and move into your van if you're going to do it full time. You may, however, own a house. And if you own a house, then that could mean a couple of things that would be different. It could mean that you want to sell the house, pay off everything, save some money or get some money, buy a van. Or it could mean that you want to keep your house and have a home base. That's totally different than selling a house, because now if you have the house, you're going to have some expenses that stay with the house. So you're going to be living in two different places. Actually, you're going to have two sets of bills, two things going on. So assess where you are right now. Are you ready to get rid of everything, get a storage locker, or even not a storage locker? Just go full-blown minimalist. Okay, that's what I did. I have 70 square feet here. What you see is what you get. I don't have a storage locker. This is it. This is it. So assess where you are right now. Now, it may be also that you need to take into consideration, do you have a job? Do you need to have income that you would going to have to continue to work? Would you be able to do that mobily? Maybe you're getting ready to retire and you won't need the job. You're going to have some kind of a income, so that you can be self-sufficient without it. But whatever it is, you need to assess exactly where you are right now. Now, that's going to include your monthly bills for things like cable, water, electric, those things that you're not going to have anymore if in fact you do, move into a van full time, not have a house or an apartment, not no roots anywhere. Those are the things that you're going to get rid of. Once you have figured out that, because there's a formula that we use here over in my Dream to Drive series on how you can figure out where you are now and what you're going to get rid of, because there's a lot of things that you are going to get rid of. For instance, let's say you have a car and you have a car payment. There's probably no reason you're going to have a van and a car. Now, if you choose to get maybe a Class C or something bigger than that, you may want to have a car to tow. But if you do and you have a payment on it, then you see that's not something that you're going to get rid of. You're going to bring it with you. So now we move into what are you going to bring with you? As people ask me all the time, well, how much does it cost to live in a van? Well, I've done the expenses, and you can depending on if you have a payment or how much you drive, or if you've had 5 DUIs, your insurance is going to be more. There's a lot of things that go into that, so it's really hard to figure that out. But over my Dream to Drive series, I gave a couple examples, and one of them was that actually to live in a van, it costs $900 a month. Now, that doesn't include any big major breakdowns, because I can't really do that. But it did include things like getting your oil changed over the course of a year, and your insurance, assuming that you have, you can get insurance because your driving record is clean. So those are things you're going to get rid of. Like for instance, your car payment and your electric bill, those things. All right. So what are you bringing with you? This is where it gets complicated, because living in a van can maybe, let's just say $1,000 a month. I mean, that depends a whole lot of things too. And you'll find those worksheets over there in the Dream to Drive series. But you're going to bring things with you, like for instance, telephone. Just because you move into a van, you're not going to get rid of your telephone. You're still going to have a phone. But that's not a van expense. That is an expense that you're bringing with you. So you need to count that as well as money that's going out every month, even though it's not a van expense. Oh, well, I'm not lucky. Tamantha says I'm lucky. I'm not lucky. I'm explaining right now and over in my Dream to Drive series, and I do offer a van life strategy session, which through the end of the year, if you book one session, you get one free. So that link is in my description as well, because you really need to know where you are and how the steps that you have to take. And that's what I do in my van life strategy session. Anyway, so you can bring your phone with you. What else are you going to bring? How about health insurance? We all have health insurance, or we hope we do. And that expense is going to come with you. It's not a van expense, however. That's not part of what it costs to live in a van. What about food? You're still going to have to eat. You're still going to buy toothpaste. These are not van expenses. These are things that you're bringing with you. What about if you have debt, like if you have any loans or you have any credit card payments or anything like that? Well, those are not van expenses. Those are things that you're going to be bringing with you. What else? What else are you going to have? There's so many different things. What about subscriptions, like Netflix subscription? What about, how about new things like Starlink? I have Starlink now. That's not actually a van expense. That's something that I chose to have and to pay for while I was living in my van. So first of all, decide what you want your lifestyle to be when you move into a van. Are you going to travel a lot? Are you going to stay in campgrounds? Are you going to boondock? Because whatever you decide to do, that's going to determine what you get for a van. So do your lifestyle first, then assess exactly where you are. What are you going to get rid of? Your house, your apartment, your car payments, whatever you're going to get rid of, your electric bill, and just write all those things down. And so you're going to get rid of those. But then most importantly, what are you going to bring with you? because living in a van is not really all that expensive. It's the things you bring with you that add it all up. So I have the worksheets over my Dream to Drive series. I have the link in my description below. Please go and watch those. Comments, send me notes on that. You can also book a van life strategy session where I go through it step by step by step. In that link is in there as well. And again, through the end of the year, if you book one, you get one free. So anyway, if you're thinking about moving on the road, there's some things you need to do first. Don't jump off a cliff without a lifeline. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope that this helps, and go watch my Dream to Drive series, and I will see you again tomorrow.